is it you pray for?
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 32nd episode of Abyssal Musings. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and with me is my co-host, Lawrence Knight.
What's going on, you guys?
Well, we are officially starting our end of the week stream. This is the first Friday we'll be on. The last Thursday we were on was last week. So for those of you who made it here, glad to have you. And hopefully, I put out a few reminders on the community tab about it, but hopefully everybody finds their way back. And so we've got some topics to cover tonight, and we have a new quiz per Larry tonight, created by Larry, I believe.
Well, let me say this before any of that started. Um, you guys know that our internet family has grown quite a bit. You got Legion Games, you got the Hijabi Gamer, you got Joker Voice, you got Eric Kohai, Spock. I mean, you got Shadowhawk, you got Nomi, you got we got all these people. Horny Alf. I mean, we've got a pretty big community that we're building. Um, and Nomi in particular released her first video the other day, and I encourage you guys to go check it out. Hit that like button, subscribe, and and support her. And I also want to say that the person to the first person to ever leave a message on her video was me, of course.
But he was not, however, the first person to view and leave a like. That was me.
That's fine,
Right.
but I don't really care about that. I care about the comment.
She was actually supposed to drop a second video today, but I didn't see it. So
Well,
I
I
don't know
think
if
I
it's.
think considering the fact that she's on vacation, I think that's
Yeah,
probably
no,
the
no, no.
reason why.
She was on a '90s nostalgia with Tom and Dan Vasc last night, and she was talking about how it was gonna drop today. And you can upload them and set the time that they will release, so she doesn't actually have to manually do that. Uh, but yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet, but hopefully that's coming soon. I'd like to see her. She's doing pretty well too. I mean, she's pretty close to 100 subscribers after her first video. So
Nice. That's
yeah,
that's record timing, man.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've been spreading around the spreading that video around like it's herpes. I've just been sharing it
With no
everywhere,
antidote, right?
pretty much. So let's say hello to the chat real quick. I don't think everybody who is watching currently is in chat, but you're all welcome to lurk as well. I have no issue with that. I do see Kohai here. I believe she was the first to comment on the show tonight,
She
and
was.
she is excited for tonight's show because the last few times Larry had a quiz for us, Kohai kind of kicked the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, but given that this looks like she posted this at 4 o'clock, by now she's probably asleep.
Oh, I doubt it. She works nights.
Oh well, no.
So we will hopefully see her here. I see Logical Spock in chat. I just saw the thing you just posted too, man. So yeah, no worries. Glad to see you. Joker Voice, good to see you. Long time no see. It's been all of 30 minutes. And same with Ryan. And yeah, we were a little bit late, okay? We were having a discussion and it kind of went over long. You know how it goes.
Plus, you needed that little buffer. I mean, you were on another show, what, 38 minutes ago,
Yeah, give
roughly.
or take. It's closer to 40 now, or 40, 50, somewhere in there now. But yeah, I just got off um, Friday night's Royal Rumble on Legion Talk on Ryan's channel. It was a good show. Uh, had a lot of fun talking
Occasionally.
on there. We had a surprise. Hi, Lou. Good to see you. What is whose channel? Oh, Nomi. Nomi's. Give me a minute, and I will drop the link in the chat. But yeah, we had a pretty good show. We had Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge jumped into chat. That was pretty
Nice.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty
Oh,
cool.
and by the way, side note, guys, for those of you listening, whether it be live or after the fact, hey,
Hey, Shadow.
Luke Hazley has an amazing channel. I encourage you to sub to her. Shadow Hawk has a channel that he does with the Hijabi Gamer. They're like the odd couple. They like to play games and fight and argue. It's awesome.
All right, give me just a second. I found her channel. It's for some reason it wouldn't let me tag her when I was on YouTube
That's
with
weird.
her channel name. Yeah, it was a whole strange thing, but
YouTube is funny like that though. Like you try to, especially in the chat, I'll notice that like you tag somebody if you're trying to get their attention, and every once in a while it won't do it.
right. Nomi's channel. I'm doing this on my phone because it's actually a little bit faster than trying to find it on the computer. So, yes, sometimes I make music while I do stuff. Helps me concentrate. I know that sounds weird. There it is. But yeah, there's the link to Nomi's channel for anybody who wants to go sub.
Yepers.
So,
So how
and
you guys
she
doing in the chat before we start tonight's festivities?
Take shadows coming off of there. Good to see you, kid. Again, long time no see. Panel we just got off had Ryan, had a Joker voice, had Shadow. We had
Hijabi
Tom,
gamer.
the Rogue Attraction. We had the Hijabi Gamer on. It was a good panel. Good show.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Everybody, guys, it is great to be back. That was it was the last couple of weeks have been amazing. I was sick one week, and the other week I don't even remember what was going on. Oh yeah, yeah. My daughter, and then just everything that's been going on, man. She's dude, she is I think she's, yeah, 3 weeks old as of yesterday, and she is wearing 3 to 6 months clothes. 0 to 3 months do not fit her,
Yeah,
and
that's
she is still technically a newborn.
that is going to be a recurring theme until she is an adult, dude. She is going to grow so fast. I'm sure you've experienced this with your boy too.
Well, it's like the doctors told me that both of them were. I mean, Dominic was, he was born. He was regular. He was 7 pounds, but about a month, yeah, about 2 weeks later, he was in like the 83rd percentile, and then by a month, he was like 98, and then he just went off the charts from there. And my daughter was born off the charts.
Mhm.
And she's still off the chart. She's longer than he was, and she weighs more than he does. She's like 12 and a half pounds already.
Hey, Squatch, good to see you. Glad you made it. Yeah, she's well, I'm sure you're familiar with the expression "growing like a weed."
Yeah, yeah, and both of them are a couple
Yeah,
of weeds.
yeah, and it's just going to keep happening. That's the biggest challenge I think, practicality wise, with being a parent, is that you spend more money buying new clothes every like 2 weeks than on just about anything else. Because by the time you get them new clothes that fit them, they've outgrown them.
Oh, we've got a plan for that because my son had plenty of clothes that didn't fit him, and they were more neutral. So we had a stockpile of clothes already before he started wearing clothes that it was obvious that he was a boy wearing boy clothes. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm talking like onesies and stuff like that. So, but my wife did run out and go and grab her some things because clothes start getting tight real quick. And even the 3 to 6 months that she's wearing, they're not. You would think they'd be baggy on her. They're not. They look like they were custom fit for her body, which means they've probably got another month or so of life. I'm thinking before she's into something bigger.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So, meanwhile, how's everything else in Larry's world?
Everything's cool. What is going on in the chat?
Oh, it's a thing. I don't want to draw too
I
much
s-
attention to it
I
vocally
see
because
it's a thing.
we just went over this shit with him on the last stream on the other channel. But yeah, basically, okay. So for everybody out there in YouTube, not just the one person, you got to find your own voice. You know, you gotta be authentic to yourself. You got to find your own voice, your own shtick. And stick to that. I mean, you got to come up with something that's definitely you, and not necessarily. I mean, it's fine to like borrow phrases here and there on occasion, but you don't want to run over somebody else the way somebody else does their thing, because number one, it's disingenuous. It's not genuine at all, and your audience will figure that out, and it'll drive them away. And number two, uh, there's going to come a point where that's going to cross a line into outright theft of intellectual property, which you don't want to be doing either, because that's actually actionable in court. So yeah, just I mean, obviously take your time, figure yourself out, how you want to present yourself and all that stuff, but it's got to be uniquely you, if you want to make any headway. That said, that's my PSA for tonight.
Okay. Well, I'm tempted. I'm tempted to. Actually, I'm not tempted to ask you to elaborate. I mean, if it's already been covered, obviously I've missed a lot while I've been out.
We can talk about it offline. I don't want
No,
to.
no problem.
I don't want to beat a dead horse online, and I don't want to necessarily be picking on somebody over and over and over again. Especially
Yeah, yeah,
publicly.
that's not fair.
Yeah.
But I tell you
So
what, though, if you were picking on somebody over and over again, it could be worse. Water moccasins could be falling out of trees in Chicago onto you, or you could be roasting rattlesnakes on your car axle.
I don't know that there are that many water moccasins in Chicago proper. I mean, it's a little
Well,
cold for them that
something
far
made it
north.
into cold. They live near water.
Yeah, in southern Illinois, northern Illinois, where all that cold air is coming up off of the Great Lakes, it's it's a little chillier up there than it is in this southern part of the state.
So you saying that they have a water tolerance? It's
No,
too
I'm
cold.
saying that they're cold-blooded reptiles. They require more heat than Chicago can provide.
Well, good. Send them all over there so they can freeze to death.
So I am not bullying serpents, Shadow. Okay. I have, however, been watching a lot of shorts and stuff involving like giant king cobras in captivity and that sort of thing. But it's been fun. I kind of got away from watching a lot of like political stuff and even entertainment news and stuff lately. I've been mostly watching like videos about apex predators and large reptiles and sharks and that sort of thing. In fact,
I'm
I saw
glad you
one
mentioned
earlier where a saltwater crocodile stole a shark off a fisherman's hook.
that.
It was fantastic.
Dude, it's funny too. That the whole thing about the Wild Kingdom is you're always going to be shocked by what you
Mhm.
see. Like there's well, starting with the king cobras. If you want to see a really big one, there's a YouTuber called Chandler's Wildlife.
That's who I'm talking about, man. I've been
Yeah,
watching a ton of his shit lately. It is fascinating.
yeah. That Malaysian king cobra, Kevin. Did you see the one where
Hmm.
he was wondering, he was looking for Kevin. He was like, "Where the hell's Kevin?" He's looking in the window. He looks over. Kevin's on the damn door, just
Yeah.
chilling, looking at it, waiting on somebody to open the door. Just wrap. I mean, like, and I don't mean just. I mean, of course, everybody knows how a door is shaped, but it's not like he was wrapped around the door handle. It was like he muscled himself up and leaned up like all the way up to the top of the door, and then like, he made himself look like a fish hook,
Mhm.
and then rested his head on the doorknob and was staring at Chandler. It was staring at Chandler through the window.
Yeah, and for the record, for those of you who don't know and aren't aware of the channel, Kevin is what, 15, 16-foot king cobra. His head is
Yeah,
as big as mine is. He's
yeah.
a
Kevin's
big
like
boy.
I think he's 14 and a half.
Yeah, but he's not a small snake.
No, at all. Even for king cobras, he's gigantic.
Hmm. Yeah, he's pretty big. Now, there's a place in Rapid City, South Dakota called Reptile Gardens where they keep a variety of exotic animals. They've got the second largest saltwater crocodile in captivity in the world is present there. The largest is, of course, in Australia. Um, and they have a king cobra who I believe is an 11-footer and female too, if I'm not mistaken. And she's pretty fucking big. You
Mm.
know, you like take your fists, put your fists together, and you've got about a good idea. Like make fists with each hand, and then put them together, and that's about how big around her head is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Now, funny thing is, you know, it's gonna be interesting because Chandler has a Bushmaster that he just got. And it's gonna be interesting to see how big
Hmm.
that snake gets.
They're mean too.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
But he's got some regular cobras over there that's been trying to get a piece of his rear end for a while. He's got a spitting cobra that it
well,
spit at him as soon as he opened up the tray.
I saw
So
this. I saw this video he did the other day where he was going around. He was taking all of the shed skins out of the vipers'
yeah,
cages, and he took Kevin out of his cage and put him on that big fucking plank that he's got laid out for him to stay on. It's like heated or whatever.
yeah.
And Kevin wouldn't stay put. He kept trying to get to the cameraman. And the whole time Chandler's trying to keep up with that snake while not, losing track of the other vipers he's dealing with. And he's limping and hopping around on one leg because one of his crocs bit him the other day.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
one of those croc. Because what he did was he took I think it's the female. He took her eggs.
Hmm.
He and another guy took her eggs out of the
Yeah, she
ground,
wasn't
and
having it. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, caught him on the leg and like he was not able to stand on it. That's how much damage she did to him. Uh, so yeah, no, it's an interesting channel. If you guys are into like crazy shit with extremely dangerous reptiles, Chandler's Wild World, I believe is the name of it.
it's Chandler's Wildlife.
Wildlife, yeah, it's
Yeah, he definitely lives it wild. Because I was like, dude, you are. Woo,
yeah, he
dude.
looks and sounds like a frat boy, but he knows his shit.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, very cool channel, a lot of fun. And so yeah, I've been watching a lot of that stuff lately, and except for of course the town hall, I watched
yeah.
that. That was funny.
Well, you mean the Trump town hall?
Yep.
Oh, that was.
The one where he lambasted Caitlin Collins.
Oh, he destroyed her. And who was the fool on Twitter talking about? I've never seen Trump get beat like he did. I was like,
Oh,
what?
a bunch of people were saying that stuff, and then a bunch of other people were saying like, I can't believe CNN let this guy talk at all with a bunch of his cult members in the audience. I was like, first of all, it was a Republican town hall, uh, and secondly, um, she was supposed to be there to moderate, which
Yeah,
she was not doing.
she
She
was
was
attacking him.
Yeah, she was acting like she was in the fucking journalist pool at the White House, eh, which she was not. She was there to moderate. She was there to maybe get him to elaborate, but the whole point of a town hall is so that people in the audience can ask questions to the candidate.
Right.
And all she did was kept going after him and attacking him. She tried to get him to call a foreign head of state a war criminal on live fucking television. Right. Whether or not there's anything to that, you don't fucking do that. You don't do that with a presidential candidate. I mean, that's like she was trying to push us further into a war we have no business being in.
Yeah. They don't care though.
Yeah.
They don't care.
So, but I think he handled her very well. Especially the bit where he called her a nasty person.
He sure as heck did.
That was funny. That's some funny shit.
They're like, well, I'm sure Ashley Judd liked that.
Nope. Yep. Shadow. That's
I'm a
exactly how you start
nasty
wars.
woman.
So, but yeah,
I get the feeling that she was told to do all that to him, though. I don't think that was her. I think it was somebody behind her telling her to do that.
did you see that clip of I want to say it was Brian Stelter where they were closing out after they streamed it on CNN, and he's like, "Well, and that was former President Donald J. Trump ripping us a new asshole. Good night, everybody."
I was about to say he's still relevant.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just like, I was like, well, you know, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, hey Suka, good to see you, man. Again,
Super Suka.
I believe, yeah, Suka was over in the chat in the other stream too. It was kind of funny because Ryan was like, "Oh, hey, you can dual stream." It says like, you realize that most of the people who watch me are over in your chat right now, right? I even saw Carrie.
Wait a minute, Carrie was awake?
Yeah, he was. He went to. I think he went to sleep. He was falling asleep, so he left about halfway through the show. But yeah, he was in chat at the beginning of it.
Is he a narcoleptic?
I don't.
That's what. That's what Carrie has to be. Carrie has to be the sleepiest man I've ever met.
I think he probably doesn't get enough sleep, so he sleeps when he can. Would be
I
my guess. And
guess.
I've heard tell that a lot of guys, a lot of vets had developed during the course of their service the ability to sleep wherever and whenever and however
Oh
because
yeah,
yeah, because you
yeah we
sleep when you
do.
can. So I'd imagine he's just never gotten out of the habit of that.
Yeah, we can sleep on a rock and make it comfortable.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, yeah, man, and I've definitely been there. But you get your sleep where you can.
Caucasian Sasquatch, dude, you're more relevant than we are. People know your name.
I know, Sasquatch.
Oh, he's a good dude. He did a live reading the other day on Scully's House of Mysteries, I want to say, with the live cast reading of The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I can see him being the lion, like if he in a play,
They
I can
had a
see him being.
guy. They had a guy who sounded like the original actor from that fucking movie. He was awesome. But I believe that Squatch was the wizard. Yeah, Scully's House of Thrillers. Thank you. Yeah.
He should have been the lion, I think.
I don't know, man. Like the
I mean, I'm sure he did a great job as a wizard.
I
I
think
just
that
I
I
could
think
see him as a
Squatch would.
lion.
I agree with you. I think Squatch would make a great lion, but the guy they got to do it was amazing.
I think
It was,
Squash was better.
it was really good. So yeah, you and me both, buddy. I sleep when I can, which is very, very, very little. So I think that I've had about maybe 8 hours of sleep in the last 4 days total. So yeah, it is what it is.
He's still breathing, so it's a good day. It's a good day. Every day above ground is a good day. Well,
Hmm.
unless you're married to just the most horrible person,
Yeah.
then you're gonna pull an Al Bundy. Just finish me off, so I can go ahead and go. Like,
Yeah.
hey, come on,
Did you
just
miss me, Al? With every bullet so far, Peg.
Even now, man, it's one of the reasons why I keep Hulu. Is just so I go because it's got all of the episodes of Married with Children on there.
Did you hear about that shit they're gonna do with Hulu?
Are they where they're bundling it with
Hmm.
they've been doing
Oh,
that
they're no, they're not. They're not just bundling it. They're gonna merge it with Disney Plus. Like make it one service.
yeah, I figured that because you like I said you could already see the signs of it. Like if you want to get their live TV, it's like they make it so that they try to trick you so that when
Mhm.
you look at the price is overpriced. And they're like, yeah, you're getting Disney Plus with it. And it's almost like they make it look like you don't have a choice, you
Well,
know?
that's what they did with ESPN years ago on cable. I mean, Disney owns ESPN too. You can't get that package without buying Disney too.
All right.
And I think that's kind of fucked up. Although I am pleased in the sense that this means that Pinhead will be officially a Disney princess, like for real this time. Already happened like 3 times in the past. I mean, Disney has owned subsidiaries that made Hellraiser movies in the past on several different occasions. So I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that they've been involved in that, at least adjacent to the process. But Hulu put out a new Hellraiser movie last year, as you know, we discussed it, and So if they merge Hulu with Disney, I mean that is an original Hulu production. It ain't fucking going anywhere. It's going to be on the same site that you can find DuckTales.
So basically, you're saying that you hope that they'll put Pinhead in a mini skirt and some heels and have him walk around asking people what do they wish for.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Suka, which Hellraiser did you watch? Did you watch the recent one that's on Hulu? Because I mean, to be fair, they're all pretty messed up, and so yeah. Uh, but yeah, I'm glad you watched it. I mean, I hope you liked it. You shouldn't watch stuff you don't enjoy. Although it's hard to tell sometimes what you will and won't enjoy. I get that, but anyway, I would love to Shadow. I would love to see that. That would make my goddamn life.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. Him throwing him
Oh,
him chasing him having Cenobites chase people down the street.
yeah, Suka's talking about the original 1987 movie. Yes, that movie is fucked up. It's
Yeah,
probably
it
one of
is.
the best in the entire series too.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I was more of a Freddy Krueger fan.
Well, Freddy Krueger's in a different series.
Yeah, I know, but he still scared the hell out of me as a kid. But he was my favorite. He was my favorite bad guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. And like I was saying about the previous times that they owned the Hellraiser property, I mean, it was under Dimension or Miramax, which was a subsidiary of like Miramax, which was owned directly by Disney. Or I think the first time was in the mid '90s, and it was the Weinstein Company putting them out, which again was at the time a bit of a subsidiary of Disney. It was connected to Disney in some nebulous way. So yeah, I mean, they always put it under a different name when they put it out, so it's not associated with their brand of like tutus and girly shit. But those who know, I guess.
What is it you wish for?
I,
Stop.
I'm
Let us
gonna
put
say it
the knife
again.
in your ear.
Well, that's not a line in in any of the movies actually, but
Yeah, I know, but he'll do it. He'll put pins in your head. He'll put pins in other places too. Hold still.
you know what? I'm gonna say it again. That the reboot that they did on Hulu last year, a lot better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it was. It
It
was.
was it was actually a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it.
And honestly, I like that. I like that portrayal of Pinhead as well.
Yeah, Jimmy Clayton did a really good job.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And
You know.
he had some big shoes to fill. But he made it his own.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're confusing which one of us is the sadist and which is the masochist here, buddy. That's the other way around for me.
Well,
I'm
Kohai is
not
the
so much.
masochist.
Yeah. So Shadow's cruising for a bruising, so I'm starting to think he might be too. That's
You
how
know,
that's how you can tell I'm old. I use phrases like cruising for a bruising.
I was oh well, I guess it doesn't really matter. But no, I just came across a story of this guy went on vacation with his girlfriend, comes back, opens up his suitcase and finds a dead tarantula in his clothes in his jeans.
Hmm. I mean, at least it was dead, right?
Well, I mean, the fur was all still intact. I mean, he could have. I mean, I'm sure Carl Schwab was happy about that. You would eat the spider.
Well, probably what happened was is it crawled in when he wasn't looking when he was packing, and then it ran out of air in the container and suffocated.
Yeah, but the fact that he was in a hotel room that had a tarantula in it that could have bit him, because certain types of tarantulas in Mexico are venomous to humans. I mean, depending on the type that it was, it could have done some damage to it.
Yeah. JV, by comparison to all of the newspeak the youngins are throwing around these days, I'd say so, especially since the first person who ever said it to me was my grandfather, who's
Yeah,
a
it's pretty old.
World War II vet. So And so, seeing as how World War II was about, I mean, we're right in the in between phase, between one and two. 'Cause I think World War One ended in like 1919 or somewhere around there, right?
Mm,
Give or take. That
give or
was a
take.
hundred. That was 100 years ago, folks. Just to put some perspective on that. But I appreciate the honeymooners reference. I really do. God, I miss Jackie Gleason.
Jackie Gleason was funny.
Yeah, good stuff. And also, Bo, welcome to the show. So,
Yeah. So,
what do we got lined up tonight, buddy?
well, first I want to thank you guys again. Those of you who just walked in and are already here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning into our show, I should say. So tonight we've got some stuff. I don't know if I want to say everything, but we've got a quiz, and tonight tonight we start another topic of mine. And you know me, I love to experiment with different things to try to keep the show fresh. Now, when I talked to you guys last week, I told you that we were gonna have a quiz, you know, to celebrate our new night, um, and the type of quiz I wanted to do. I didn't have a time. It just time got away from me because of work this week. So the next one is going to be on Samuel the Infamous. It's going to be on this show and also Friday night's Royal Rumble. So I'm pulling. I'm going to be pulling 10 questions from each show from all spans. So if you guys want to participate, enjoy and have your fun, I suggest you kind of bone up a little bit unless you want Kohai to absolutely destroy you and us like she did with the last one.
And the one
Also,
before that.
yeah, don't remind me. I was just like, I swear that woman had the answers.
Oh, that
I swear she
woman's
had the
good at
answers.
this stuff. I'd encourage it, and she likes quizzes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, she's about to miss one because I can't wait for tonight's show yet. No sign of Kohai.
She's
Now,
probably lurking, dude.
the funny thing is, the one that we have tonight is it was meant to be the one that I was gonna show that we were gonna play, but instead I actually created another one that we did about Samuel's channel. So which Kohai completely destroyed. So this quiz tonight is actually a bit older than what people know. It's about a month and a half old. Um, and you know what the funny thing is that I made all my quizzes public, and people have been playing those quizzes. People have been playing them.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I mean, not a lot. I mean, but I think one of them like 10 people played it. Another one six. The one that you'll be playing tonight, people actually played this one too. I think 6 people have played it so far, and it's never seen the light of day on this channel, which I thought was pretty cool. Um, but also tentatively next week, there's also another surprise we're gonna have for you guys. If I find the right format and it goes the way that I want, then we're you guys will have an extra surprise. But tonight we didn't we wanted to celebrate a bit and have something for you guys. So we're gonna we've got a nice quiz. I call it Night's Quiz number 3. And for those of you who like boxing and like hearing this fight night, we got a bit of a spotlight. Um, and there's some subject matter behind it, but it's around a 12-minute video. You guys will like it, trust me. Some of you may have even seen it before, but this fight in particular is very fun to watch in my opinion, and I hope you guys like it too. As for tonight, we've got, besides the boxing match and the quiz, we've got some weird tales from around the world. Got some stuff going on. The first of which, and Sam, I think you'll like this. because the first topic I want to talk about is, you think about everything that's been going on since COVID, right? And Sam, I'm sure you've heard about, people not wanting to work, and they kind of got hooked on the sugar and the honey a little bit. You
Oh,
know,
I know they did. I mean, that was a big problem out here. We couldn't find people to fill positions because
yeah,
they wouldn't show up.
yeah, yeah. I mean, people were getting away with whatever, they're just doing
A
whatever they want.
a lot of them were getting paid more to sit on their ass by the government than they would be if they
Yeah,
had actually gone back to work. So,
and it was that, and it was something else too that, and I'm just gonna say alleged, so that companies don't get upset. But it is alleged that a lot of companies were getting paid money by the government if they couldn't find anybody to hire. So allegedly, they were advertising for jobs left and right, and then weren't hiring people on purpose so that they could then go back to the government and say, "Hey, we can't find anybody."
hey, Clue, good to see it. Yeah,
Hey, Clue,
I hadn't heard that myself, but it wouldn't surprise me. I would say
that's weird.
probably the biggest perpetrators of that kind of thing would probably be the hospitals.
Yeah,
Because I know that the hospitals were letting people go and claiming that, oh, we can't afford to keep everybody on at this time, which is weird because they were also saying they were full of patients who all had COVID when they didn't I mean, they had a bunch of empty beds, but they
yeah.
tell you that they had them full because they got
Oh
government
yeah.
kickbacks for every full bed.
Oh yeah. There were hospitals that were completely empty and were turning people away. There were stories about people having broken limbs and hospitals weren't helping them.
Yeah, no, the hospital I worked at the time was turning people away who really needed help, who were bleeding out. They wouldn't let them in.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
yeah. So, Clue says that truck stops don't serve dinner anymore. That is true. A lot of them. So, Flying J, I don't know if you're familiar with Flying J. I don't know how far their network extends, but they're pretty big out here. And almost all the Flying J's used to have this um, kind of iron skillet type restaurant where you could go in 24/7, get a fry up greasy, spoon kind of food, the kind that sticks to your ribs and makes you sort of want to die inside, but it's really tasty. And uh, y- they even if they still have that restaurant part attached, they're gone now. They don't use them at all. I mean, the local Flying J, they demolished that whole side of the building. They turned it into a gift shop. So but yeah, yeah. So it's kind of rough. Flying J's out here in Vegas. Yeah, I think that might be a Western United States thing because I don't remember ever hearing about them in the East. So, um, yep, that is untrue, Ryan. People lie all the damn time. Yeah, we had where I work at, and I'm not going to tell you guys exactly where that is, but where I work at, we have been shorthanded for 3 years for one reason or another, and we have been unable to find quality people to fill those positions because what had happened is that a lot of people were getting these stipends from the government for unemployment and for staying home and all that stuff, and so um, and it basically took the place of like traditional unemployment where you still have to show that you're willing to try and find some work. And so and they were getting paid a hell of a lot more than they would be at any given job. We couldn't pay them as much as they were getting from the feds. And so if they showed up and filled out an application, that was the last time you ever heard of them because that's all the proof they got to show unemployment that they're still looking. Kind of shit. And it was very hard to find quality people. I think we've got some now, but it took a while. So uh all right. I'm not sure. Lou share small vulnerabilities with her first. I don't think Lou's talking to me. um yeah. So, but yeah, Clue, you'll see Denny's close at 2 p.m. Walmart used to be 24/7 in a lot of places, and now they close at 10 p.m., 10, 11. So, uh, Yeah, it's just this pandemic shit. This really fucked a lot of things up.
Yeah. Hey, didn't I know there's a major going back to the truck stops. Isn't there a
Hmm.
major truck stop franchise? I think it's called Pilot. Weren't they
Yep.
going around
Yep.
buying up a bunch of truck stops and like
Hmm.
changing stuff and taking stuff out?
Yeah, and when I said Iron Skillet earlier, Pilot's actually an Iron Skillet brand. I just use them as an example. I forget. I think Flying J was just Flying J, but they had that kind of fry up there. But yeah, they did. They went out and they bought a bunch of that property up. Not sure what they did with it because it doesn't. You don't see a bunch of new pilots popping up everywhere.
Maybe they don't have the money to develop them. But I remember watching some truckers on YouTube and they were not happy about pilots. They were like, man, they were not fans.
Hmm. Petrol, right, right. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. I used to fucking work for Petro in Southern Wyoming. But yes, Pilot, Flying J, that sort of thing. And these are just like your major, you know, uh, sort of brand name truck stops. You got smaller locally owned ones too, but a lot of them don't serve breakfast anymore either. There's a place in Colorado called Johnson's Corner that had the best, greasiest, heart attack inducing burgers ever, and it was off I-25. And yeah, I don't even know if they're still open because it was like they had truck stop facilities, but that's really the restaurant was the main thing. So, oh, okay, Lou, that makes a lot more sense now. I
Wrong
was
chat
like,
comment.
I was like, who is she talking to, and what about? Yep, famous for the cinnamon rolls. Yeah. Hey, Beak.
Beaky. All right,
So,
so check this out. Here's why I said what I said. Here's why I brought that up.
well, that takes a lot of cojones.
IT worker on sick leave for 15 years sues over no pay raise. I didn't know you can go on sick leave that long.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how long it takes to build up that to accrue those kind of hours?
That's crazy, dude.
I was like, I've been working this particular job that I got now. I get sick pay and all that stuff, but I've been doing this for 3 years with this company, almost four, and I've got enough sick leave to maybe get through a month. I mean, that is a slowly accruing thing. How the hell did he get 15 years worth of it?
Well, first of all, he's not in America. Look at that.
Hmm.
Under an IBM health plan, the IT specialist receives more than, I guess, 54,000 pounds a year and is guaranteed to receive the salary until he is 65, meaning he will pocket more than 1.5 million pounds. Mr. Clifford argued it was not generous enough. He said that his 54,028 pound salary would wither over time through inflation. So he wants them to adjust for inflation. How about you going back to work, buddy?
Right. Hey, JB, have a good night, man. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Can you believe that? He
how
went on
much is
sick leave in September 2008 and was still off work in 2013 when he raised a grievance. So this, so this isn't even recent that this guy did this.
54,000 pounds a year? That's still what, like maybe 40K a year US?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah. He's still making more than me. Fuck this guy.
In April 2013, when Mr. Clifford was in his mid 30s, a compromise agreement was reached and his complaints were settled by putting him on the company's disability plan. See, his time is almost up.
Greetings, Crow. Welcome to the show.
He knows he's going to have to go back to work. He's going to have to figure out something. An employee on the plan has a right until recovery, retirement, or death, if earlier, to be paid 75% of agreed earnings. So the question is, since he's been out on sick leave, is he accruing retirement time?
I don't know, man. It sounds like he's gaming the system. Like I don't see how he would accrue more time if he's not working because well, you know how sick leave works,
Yeah.
how vacation time works. You actually have to work, and you bank a certain lesser amount than total hours actually worked that goes into sick or vacation or what have you. How the hell is he accruing this in the first place?
I don't know.
He shouldn't be making more. That's just
I don't. You know what? I have to wonder how do you give somebody an opening to do this? This is IBM's fault, and
yeah.
possibly the country he lives in.
I got it would yeah, UA if you're out there, I mean you probably sleep because it's like, I don't know, 2 in the morning there now, but or no, it's like 4 in the morning there. But you're Great Britain is fucked up.
Yeah, Chloe. He's definitely not he's definitely not in America because he's getting paid in pounds.
Yeah, he's in Britain somewhere. Which part of Britain I don't know because I mean, oh no, it says down at the bottom there. It says he's from Guildford, Surrey, so he's in England. Yeah, yeah, England is fucked up.
Yeah, and it said in his LinkedIn profile says he's medically retired and has a son. So how are you medically retired? Pull it.
I don't know. And even then, you get whatever it was set at when you first started in on it, right? You don't get to get raises after that. If you need more income, then you actually have to go out and make some income.
Yeah, he loses his little his little free money that he's getting.
Yeah, yeah, it's probably Lou. They do love their social safety net programs over in Great GB, Great Britain. 5:22 a.m. Yeah, yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't get this. The active employees may get pay raises, but inactive employees do not.
Well, if the pound is on par with the US dollar right now, then that means he's making even more money than I thought he was.
Yeah.
So I stand by my initial statement. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, well, the judge pretty much said that too. He was just more professional about it. The claim is that the absence of increase in salary is disability discrimination because it is less favorable treatment than afforded those not disabled. The contention is not sustainable because only the disabled can benefit from the plan. It is not disability discrimination that the plan is not even more generous.
That's just
And the judge said even if the value of the 50,000 pound a year halved over 30 years, it is still a very substantial benefit.
yeah, Clue exactly.
Exactly. However, this is not the issue for fundamentally the terms of something given as a benefit to the disabled and not available to those not disabled cannot be less favorable treatment related to disability. See, in other words, see Clue's comment.
Hmm. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. This seems
This is crazy.
this seems like the kind of thing that if you were to tell me this 10 years ago, I'd be like, that's bullshit. You read that in the Inquirer. Yeah. Because but today, these days, you can't even tell the difference between satire and like tabloid newspapers and actual events.
No, you
I
can't.
would believe that the Bat Boy was a real thing, and then he was friends and playing pinochle with like the Bubble Boy. I would if it was printed today and not 30 years ago when I was a kid. know?
Hmm. What
So
is
I am
next?
curious, the crow. What's the big deal about June? Aside from the fact that it's going to be warmer. So you'll have to enlighten us.
Well,
Yeah.
while he's doing that, you know how you were talking about wildlife, animals, crazy things.
Hmm.
Well, apparently, myths are true.
Alligators and
Alligators in the sewer myth is true. Somebody put, I don't know if they put like a little like one of them little roving, those old style little rovers that have the cameras on them, or if
mhm.
they put something else down there. But New York might not have those infamous, meaning you, alligators in the sewer, but Florida has a real thing. Now, and that honestly, I'm not surprised by that. I mean, alligators in the sewers in New York, that's one thing, but Florida, I think, is completely believable. In fact, I'm surprised that they haven't found more. There's a little pecker right there. It looks like a frog too.
That well, that's just the angle because they've got their eyes are raised up on their heads so they can see above
Yeah.
water.
So, but there is a video, and they were comparing it to the 1980s alligator movie. But let's see. There's a nice video. I don't think there's any sound.
Oh, and he don't like being filmed. He's like, "What the hell is this thing? Doesn't look like something I can eat."
It's like a big frog, dude. It does.
Yeah, that's just the angle. He's like, "Fuck you, I'm out." Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I don't think he's a full adult though. He looks like
No,
he's a
no,
juvenile.
he looks like a juvenile. Doesn't have enough weight in his belly.
Definitely doesn't.
Yeah.
And if he was any bigger, I don't see how he fit that thing.
So, Crow, that's I'm sorry to hear that. It's deeply,
Oh,
deeply
I'm sorry,
unfortunate,
Crow.
man. So I'm not going to put that up on screen. That seems like kind of a little personal, but yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks, buddy. I'm also the wrong guy to talk to about like comfort because I'm not good at it.
You think?
So I'm sorry about that too. Yeah, Lou, that is true. I think didn't some old lady get dragged under by a croc like 2 months ago?
Yeah, a croc. It got her and her dog. It
Yeah,
got her dog, and then she tried to save her dog from the crocodile, so the crocodile took her. It got both of them.
yeah. I don't know. That's just that.
Yeah, you gotta
Why,
think
why,
those.
why you got to stay away from the water in the southern states, you
Yeah,
know, especially Florida. Florida is the only place on Earth where crocodiles and alligators coexist in the same biome.
yeah, and see, and honestly, like going on vacation there, I would be scared to death. I wouldn't want my kids anywhere near any water. Like even when back in 2014, I went to Disney World, and even with we weren't staying on Disney World, but even the hotel where me and my friends were staying at, they had this back area, and it was like had like an outside area. It had like a little private lake that was made, and benches and things like that. And they had a beware of alligator sign everywhere. And they were telling, hey, there's alligators in this pond. It's nighttime. We can't see them.
Hmm.
I'm walking right past this thing, and I was just like, we're walking on this small path, if these suckers jump out at us, there's no room for us to run anywhere because there was a wall. There was walls and stuff on the other side. So it was just gonna get us.
Yeah, I think sometimes your sense of humor, Shadow, just doesn't land.
Not really. But I guess that's why he's a bird. He can't
Mm.
land.
Well, he's not even a full bird. He's just a bird's shadow.
That's
Never
true.
really takes off to begin with. Stuck on the ground. Yeah, that's true, Ryan. You can do that.
Yep.
It's super fun when you do that and about 10 different pairs light up. No. Hey, Carrie.
Hey, he's awake.
I thought you went to bed for the night.
Yeah. Carrie, don't you have to be in the don't doesn't fix that she doesn't she tell you to go to bed at like 7:30, 6?
Something like that. But glad to see you, man. But yeah, he was, like I said, he was in Ryan's chat earlier, and he was drifting off, so I assumed he went to bed for that night or for the night. But,
Well, guess
oh,
what time it
oh, he
is?
thought he did too. Okay, I see. I got you, man. I know what you mean. Yeah.
All right, folks.
Yeah. Clues right here too. It does feel like last year's Pride event hasn't ended because it hasn't.
What? It hasn't.
Because it hasn't. It's to be a permanent thing now. All
Although
gay
people
all
are
day.
although people are fighting against they are fighting against it. And if the lioness comes out, decides to come on tomorrow, I actually have a list for her, and it's got some good stuff on it.
Hmm.
So I'll have to contact her tomorrow and find out what she plans on doing. But in any event, as you guys can see, this is nice quiz number 3. Can you beat the nice quiz number 3? How many? So 5 people have played it. That's probably
Already.
yeah. That's probably well. This thing is it's more than it's like a month and a half old.
Oh, okay.
It's not the highest. The highest, the one that's being played the most is I think it's the infamous history. I forgot what I call it. I called it infamous something. But that one, when I checked earlier, it had like 10 plays.
Hmm.
But with any event, Kohai's not here, so every
Bring on your test, Sith Lord.
why so that your failure can be complete.
Good callback.
She has not posted in the last 2 weeks. Yeah. But
Mhm.
yeah, so Kohai's not on right now. So you guys have everybody has a chance.
Yeah, and boy, yeah, she's been occupied with some stuff outside of YouTube. So
Yeah,
good things mostly, but yeah, she's been busy, so she hadn't really had much time to talk to anybody.
yeah. I did speak to her the other day, and she was actually out running. She was running around, but she took a nice photo of herself and sent it to me and Sam, to make sure we don't forget about her.
I haven't forgotten about her. I just been doing stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, she did. I don't know. She didn't even do a Lapiche stream this last weekend either.
No, no.
So
That
yeah.
like everything she did was like it was like 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, she last weekend she had some running around that she had to do, and time got away from her. She couldn't do it.
All right. Well, Chad, are you ready to watch me be humiliated by a lack of knowledge and things I should be perfectly aware of again?
Well, you got the chat to help, so all right. Now I am gonna give you a hint. Now, guys, I went back through this thing earlier, and I created the doggone thing, and I bombed it the first time because I forgot everything. Um, but it's 25 questions, 25 minutes. So that means that if you're gonna take your time trying to figure it out, I mean, if you take a whole minute, you're already running behind. You know, the other ones I gave a 5 minute buffer and we were still cutting it close.
Hmm.
All right. Here we go. Boop. This person turned down the opportunity to become president of Israel. Jerry Lewis, Bob Dylan, Albert Einstein, or Michael Bloomberg.
Well, that's a good question. I'm inclined to think it's either A or C. Probably Jerry. No, no, that's silly. Albert Einstein. I'm gonna go with Einstein. Bo's going with
Einstein.
Einstein. Shadow's going with Einstein. Carrie went with Einstein.
All right. Boom. Einstein.
Oh,
After
done,
time,
fellas.
after time, this item becomes radioactive. Radioactive. Magnets, granite countertops, emergency exit signs, or bananas.
Bananas is what I'm going with.
Bam. Okay. It is virtually immortal, able to revert back to infancy after reaching adulthood. Red sea urchin, a tube worm, a glass sponge, or jellyfish.
Two worms. I did some research on them.
Tube worms?
Yeah,
No.
I was wrong.
Yeah. This is the only planet that cannot be seen with the naked eye. Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, or your anus.
Are we including Pluto as a planet, or is that a trick question? Trick answer.
Now you know I can't answer that. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Pluto was reinstated as a planet
Yeah, but
recently, wasn't it?
it's Pluto's not visible to the naked eye. You need equipment for that.
Well, it's
But
too
I
dang far away.
think that Uranus is up there too. It's much further out. Um, Neptune you can see with the naked eye, but only just. And I know you can see Saturn with the naked eye. Hell, if it's a clear night, you can see a couple of Saturn's largest moons with the naked eye.
Hmm.
Yeah. We got two answers for Uranus. One answer for nope. That's three answers. Uranus. Everybody's saying Uranus,
Well,
except Clue.
D. I
Clue
mean,
said Pluto. I'm going with Clue. I'll go Pluto, but everybody else wants Uranus.
all right. Oh, Neptune.
Seriously?
Yeah. What happened in
Huh.
Russia 22 hours after World War II? Russia eased its hold on Eastern Europe. Russia had an unsteady friendship with America until the Cold War. Excuse me. Russia slowly rebuilt and eventually became a superpower, or Russians drank vodka until the country ran out of it.
Russians being Russians. I'm gonna go with D. Russians drank vodka until the country ran out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I know some Russians.
This is Korean. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Is it Korean for streaming on Thursday night is fun? Sporkle is an amazing trivia website. The Exiled Lioness is on every Saturday. Watch our show every Thursday. This tells you how outdated this quiz is.
All right, so looks like
Blue is saying the
Clue's
Exiled
saying Exile
Lioness.
Linus. I got no fucking idea, man. I don't know Korean.
Well, you know Hangul, because you seem to know some other languages. Your Russian ain't bad.
Yeah, but it's not Korean. Yeah.
You could pretend it is.
Yeah, we got Carrie is going with watch our show every Thursday. So is Boa. Clue went with Exile Linus. I'm gonna side with Clue again on this. Exile Linus.
Yes.
Yep. Carrie, you're dead on, man. We don't stream on Thursdays so far.
All right. So this
Yep.
famous author is also known for bullfighting. Now you should know this one.
Yeah, I should.
As much as you know about authors, this should be easy.
It's not.
This was a gimme that I gave you.
I don't think it is, dude. I don't remember bullfighting coming up, but if it had to be somebody, the guy on there who lived probably the most Outrageously would be probably Ernest Hemingway. Would be my guess. Carrie's going with
Carrie's
Hemingway
saying
as well.
Hemingway.
Yeah, because Mark Twain was very well known, but I don't think he did anything crazy like that. Bo's going with
Bo is saying T.S.
T.S.
Eliot.
Eliot. I've only read a little bit of Eliot's stuff too. The Once and Future King, and that was a long time ago.
Nobody believes it's F. Scott Fitzgerald. Okay. So, what's your answer?
I went with Hemingway.
Hemingway. Correct. Due to its size, this location resides in both the most eastern and the most western parts of a map: Argentina, Greenland, Australia, or Alaska.
Hmm.
Gary's saying Greenland.
Yeah, that sounds about right. If the map is a world map, then yeah, Clue went with Greenland. He said it's chart. Well, no, it's chart if you're on a boat, man. If you're
Well,
on
you
land,
have to
it's a
remember
map.
he half the time he is on a boat, so
Yeah.
he's thinking with that logic. Clue saying Greenland.
Yeah. Carrie said Greenland. I don't know what VART is. Oh, chart. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Bola's going with D, which I assume is Alaska. I cross the date line. That's pretty good reasoning, though.
Yeah. Cross the
I don't
date
know.
line.
Now I'm torn. I think I'm gonna go Boa, Alaska.
All right. Correct.
Good call, Boa.
Divided by two tectonic plates, this area is growing blank centimeters every year as the plates grow wider apart. Antarctica 5 centimeters, Iceland 5 centimeters, India 5 centimeters, or South America 5 centimeters. This is a hard one.
South America.
You sure? You sure you don't wait for the
No,
chat?
I'm not fucking sure at all. We'll wait for the chat. I have no idea.
Oh, Carrie says no clue.
The only place I know where two tectonic plates meet under the same continent is the Rocky Mountains.
Clue says Antarctica.
Yeah, we can go with Antarctica.
All
I'm
right.
good with that. But yeah, I mean, no, like the Rockies in the middle of the North America, absolutely, it's two tectonic plates pushing up against each other, but they're going the opposite direction. They're not growing apart.
Okay. Carrie says Antarctica sounds good to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Boa is saying B with a question mark. So he's
Iceland.
saying Iceland.
Yeah, let's go with Antarctica.
All right. Nope, Iceland.
Oh, God damn, Bo. Are you channeling Kohai right now? Can you hear her?
As the official language of 4 countries, it is the most spoken language in Europe: Spanish, French, English, German.
French.
What does the chat say? Let's see. We got one for German.
Mm-hmm.
We got Clue says English.
I think if
Boa
you're
says
talking
English.
official languages, I mean, we're talking all of Europe, right? So you got Germany, Austria, Switzerland, all have German as an official language. Is there a fourth? Yeah, France and Belgium speak French. Yeah, that's right. I thought that Monaco is technically a separate kingdom and they speak French, but but otherwise, maybe
English.
Luxembourg or Liechtenstein speaks German.
Yeah. Clue English is in England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland,
That
which is true.
is,
But they're all part
but
of the United Kingdom.
yeah, but they are separate. They are 4 separate countries under one banner, and I don't know though that English is the official language of Ireland. I think, or of I don't know. Wales has its own language too. So
Yeah. Boas says no, make it Germany. Carrie says English isn't the official language of any country, including Branian.
I think he means Britain.
Britain.
Yeah, let's go with German.
Correct.
Did you happen to know what the other country was? Yeah, I
Germany.
knew. I knew that German is an official language of Switzerland.
I,
They've got like four official languages in Switzerland, but yeah.
yeah. This place is known as a lake within an island on a lake within a island. Lake Nakuru, Kenya, Vulcan Point, the Philippines, Melisani Lake, Greece, Lake Saimaa, Finland.
I have no fucking idea.
They still in the other question.
I don't. I have no idea. I think I've only
I
ever
saw
heard of
I saw
Vulcan Point.
I saw a photo of the doggone thing and I was shocked. And that what I put on there, that is literally the the correct translation of it. So we got one for Vulcan Point. Clue I've never heard of. I don't think I don't know is on here as a choice. I've never heard of I don't know as a lake within an island.
Y'all, Larry's got jokes.
Um,
Boa says there's a place in British Columbia that is that. Huh.
hmm.
Didn't
Clue's
know.
laughing.
Bo's going with
He's
Nakuru,
going with
Lake
Lake
Nakuru.
Nakuru. Is that what you're going with?
I,
No, that's
I'm
cheating,
a,
Clue.
yeah, I don't know. I'll go with Vulcan Point.
All right, correct.
I was guessing. I pulled that out of my ass. And actually, I stole Carrie's guess if we're being totally honest.
All right. In addition to their own language, this ruler spoke 8 languages not native to their country, including ancient Greek and Hebrew. Cleopatra, Henry Tudor, Saladin, or Julius Caesar.
I'm gonna go with Saladin.
You sure? Or do you want to wait for the chat?
I mean, we can wait for them, but that's gonna be my answer.
That's your answer?
Hmm.
Okay. Wrong. Cleopatra.
Huh.
True or false? For killing a child, a pig was arrested, tried, found guilty, put in prison, and later executed by hanging in Middle Age France.
True.
False, somewhat true, true, somewhat false.
No, true. Middle Age French or the medieval French are
There you go.
nuts.
This amount of languages has been created via books, television, and movies. 200, 42, 127, and 53.
42.
That's your final answer?
Yep.
You don't want to wait for the chat?
Well, we can. Like I said, I'm not against waiting for the chat. That's not a thing. But that's like I said, that's where I'm gonna land on it.
All right. Well, nope, 200.
Really, like fully formed languages, with syntax and everything.
Look, they're
I
already putting
don't
in the
buy it.
answers. To err is human, to forgive divine. Ralph Waldo Emerson, Virginia Woolf, Alexander Pope, or William Wordsworth.
I'm pretty sure it's Emerson.
That's your final answer.
Clue's going with Emerson.
Clucifer. Wordsworth.
Wordsworth for Carrie. I'm gonna say this though, Carrie. There are actually like Yeah, the Vulcan and Klingon are like the only like truly fleshed out languages for that show, though.
Yeah.
Everything else kind of mismatched, but they did go through with that. But they're nothing like Sindarin or
No.
Dothraki.
Choice. Who you
Yeah,
going with?
Emerson.
Emerson.
Yeah.
Bo is going with Wordsworth.
Mhm.
Ferengi. Yeah, okay. You're going Emerson. No, Alexander Pope.
Yeah.
True or false? Neptune, Uranus, and Saturn exert extreme pressure in their atmospheres. As a result, the carbon on these planets are often crystallized, causing the planets to literally rain diamonds. Mostly false. Uranus and Neptune don't exert enough pressure. False. True. Mostly true. Neptune doesn't exert enough pressure.
The only place I ever heard of doing that was actually an exoplanet. I've never heard of any of these other planets referred to doing that. I'd say false all around.
False.
Yeah.
Carrie says true. Neptune is a
Because
gas giant. Yes.
yeah, well, they're all gas giants. All three of them are gas giants.
Well, Neptune, not completely.
Eh,
Neptune is the closest that the habitable planet in comparison to
It's not
Earth,
habitable.
except for no. There's a big black spot where extreme storms are. I mean, no, I'm not saying I'm saying it's the closest thing. I'm not saying it wouldn't kill us,
No,
but I'm saying in
we'd never
comparison
make
to
it to the
Earth.
ground. The pressure would crush us, just like
Yes.
a gas giant. Because gas giants also have a solid core or a liquid core, depending on them. Like Jupiter's, I think, is mostly liquid, but there's iron at the bottom of there. There is a core. There is something to stand on,
Yeah.
but we would never make it. The atmospheric pressure gets so thick, we'd never even sink that far. So
Neptune has rings.
I think Neptune does have rings, but it's on its side, right?
A solid core of glass. So what's the answer?
I'm going with false.
All right. Wow, true.
Really?
I couldn't even remember the answer.
Because again,
Yeah.
with gas giants, with the pressure in the atmosphere, they might have
Yeah.
enough pressure to make diamonds, but they don't have enough for it to fucking rain. They might
No,
drift
I looked it up.
aimlessly to the
I
ground.
looked it up. I looked it up. They actually literally will rain diamonds at times. It's not constant, but they will rain diamonds. Due to their severe use of drugs and alcohol, this writer could not remember writing this book. Charles Dickens, Oliver Twist, Stephen King, Cujo, Tennessee Williams, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven.
Poe.
Poe. Poe.
Poe is notorious for his substance abuse. Yes.
Yes, you fell for the trick.
Well, I mean, I suppose King did a
Although,
lot of coke.
yeah, although they aren't able to do so at present, this mammal has the ability to evolve and produce venom. Bats, humans, cats, monkeys.
Well, I'm gonna go with the ones that I hate. Cats.
You sure? Or do you want to wait for the? Do you
No,
want to
because that
wait
seems
for?
like a thing that a bastard cat would do.
You know what? When I formed this question, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. I was like, he's going to blame the cats. He's going to put it on the
Uh,
cats.
Carrie says humans. Clue says
Good.
bats. Yeah.
So the
Clue.
Amir will hate you for saying it
Amira gives me a lot of crap for my dislike of feline animals.
because it includes her.
No, she
Well,
she
she's a
takes it
feline.
personally. It's not. No, she's a human being who. Yeah. Anyway, not getting into the semantics of that, but yeah. So she yells at me a lot about that. But it's one of those things that we just have to agree to disagree on. Although I think she's coming around on
All right.
shoot shoot.
So, what's your choice? Boa says bats.
Yeah, I'm sticking with cats. Fuck cats.
All right. No, humans.
Huh.
Um, This is French. Grande main du ventre soir. French for Friday Night Rumble. French for Legion Talk Mondays. French for Screaming at the Musings. Or French for Speaking to the Abyss.
Well, it's one of the last two. Grandement du vendredi soir.
Shadow says Scream at the Musings.
I think that's probably good. Yeah. I think Shadow's probably dead on.
All right.
I don't speak French, but
Nope.
really,
Friday Night Rumble.
it seems Grandement. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. This Wrestling Hall of Famer holds a personal record of 299 wins, one loss.
I agree, Carrie.
Okay.
Fuck French.
So this Wrestling Hall of Famer holds a personal record of 299 wins and one loss. Bruno Sammartino, Abraham Lincoln, Hulk of the Hogan, or Luthez.
I don't think Abraham Lincoln was a professional.
Okay.
I know he wrestled, and he was famous for it, but I don't think he was a professional.
Bullet says
think-
Luthez.
Yeah, he might be.
Carrie says Lincoln.
Either one of them. Well, I don't know, Carrie. I disagree with Lincoln, but Luthez might be correct. I think he was before my time. So same with Bruno Sammartino. Well, technically he was. That's what the profession was called, Carrie. It was professional wrestling.
Yeah, pick one.
I'll go with Boa Luthez. He probably knows what he's talking about. So
Nope, Lincoln.
really,
Yep. Denied a dog in his college dorm room, writer Lord Byron acquired this animal and walked it around the campus on a leash. A ferret, a bear, a cat, or a turkey.
you had this question on a previous quiz. It's a
Did
bear.
Yeah, I thought I did. Built on a lake, this place has been sinking every year since its creation, totaling 32 feet as of 2022.
Mexico
Flores,
City.
Guatemala, Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. It's built on
This-
top of the ruins of Tenochtitlan, which was built on a damn lake.
The Diomede Islands are 2.4 miles apart. How long would it take to go from one island to the other? 23 hours due to the time difference between America and Russia. 25 to 30-minute walk, 16-minute jog for the average runner, or 20 hours due to the time difference between America and Russia.
I don't even know where the Diomede Islands are. Like, I've never heard of those islands. What Carrie said. So,
Got 2 minutes.
2.4 miles apart. They're islands, so you can't walk them. You can't jog them. So, let's go with 23 hours due to the time difference between America and Russia, because they're probably sitting right on the...
20 hours. They're right next to each other, but the time zone, they're right between the time zone, each side. How many pages does the book Remembrance of Things Past have? 827 pages, 235 pages, 9,609,000 pages, or 3,000 pages?
9,609,000 pages.
Yep. Govrit Poshtutu, Russian, Speaking to the Void, Russian, Good Evening, Russian, Abyssal Musings, Russian, Thursday Night.
Speaking to the void.
That's your final question?
Well, I know what Govrit means.
Just waiting on the chat. Carrie says 3. He says Abyssal Musings. I still got the trigger on speak into the void, since that's your choice.
I don't know what Pustota means, but I do know what Govrit means.
Yeah, Boa says Abyssal Musings. It's Carrie says it too.
Oh, I mean, you guys want to go with that? Govrit literally means to speak.
You gonna stick with what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay. Boom.
So, ja говорю по-русски язык. It's another conjugation. Говорю is yeah. Yeah.
Yep. You got destroyed by this.
Yeah.
You got 30, you got more right than I thought you were gonna get.
Well, it goes that way sometimes.
Excellent. Here's your next topic, my friend, and you should know this one very well since you just talked about it. Is the most powerful Sith? The 20 most powerful Sith out there. Who are they? Is Darth Nihilus on this list?
I doubt it. I doubt
You're
that a
right, he's
lot of
not.
I doubt that a
He-
lot of Legends guys are on that list because
well, I don't know about that, but I will say this: I think Nihilus is the only one that I've never seen his face. I don't think he's ever shown his. I don't think he or it has ever shown his face.
I mean, it had to at some point.
Who's this
Oh.
Darth Malgus?
Darth Malgus is from Knights. It's from the Old Republic video game.
So he now is the video game. Is it canon?
Ish. They made Darth Revan canon, so kind of, because this takes place after the. It's the MMO that they built instead of making Knights of the Old Republic 3.
Right.
You know,
Which
so,
they should have.
and
Which they should have made instead.
Disney has announced that Revan is canon, but Revan's apprentice is not. So, like I said, it's ish.
Mm.
Yeah. Darth Bane, Plagueis. Yeah.
You're not gonna
See,
get a Darth Bane.
yeah, that's never going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, Plagueis. We know what happens to him.
Yeah. And there's going to be some guys on here that even I don't that I don't know because I don't know everything that happened in Legends, and I didn't keep up with all of that stuff. You know,
Well,
most of the Sith Lords I know about are like Exar Kun, you know, Frieden Nad. You
yeah, I
know,
think whoever made this list. I mean, and there's more names down there on this list. I just don't want to spoil it for everybody. But I never played the game, so I never
Mhm.
heard of this guy. But I agree with the statement. He resembles Darth Vader in many ways, because he does. I mean, he to me just is basically Darth Vader without the helmet on.
Yeah, that more or less. And I think that design was less story driven and more member berry kind of stuff. It's like, oh, here's our new guy, but look how much he looks like the old guy that you like so much. You
Yeah,
know,
look. After receiving severe injuries in battle, Malchus did as many Sith do and relied on a special master to help him breathe. He wielded a variety of force abilities with frightening ease, driven entirely by his anger, and for all his hatred, Malchus was rather pragmatic as opposed to cruel. That's Vader.
hmm like I said,
And I've
Mark
never heard of this person.
Mark Aragnos was one of the founders of the Sith Order, if I'm not mistaken.
Marco Ragnos. This dark side practitioner was one of the most infamous and powerful Sith lords of old, helping to forge the direction of the movement as the centuries rolled on. I thought Bane was the one that did all that with the rule of two.
No, no. So the Sith used to be an empire. There used to be hundreds of thousands of these guys running around, you know, killing each other for power, taking over stuff. And eventually they had this great big war where they basically wiped themselves out. And when Darth Bane came along, he was like, okay, so clearly what we were doing doesn't work. So no more than two at a time, a master and an apprentice. But before that, yeah, no, there were thousands of these sons of bitches all at once.
Right. Yeah, Clue. No, you're right. Sidious did kill Plagueis. That's why I said
hmm
you're probably not gonna get a. You're not gonna get, and he wasn't really much of a fighter. He was more of a scientist.
hmm I know there were a few like that.
Yeah.
Nagasato is another one that was around. Nagasadao was one of the last Sith lords who was involved in that massive war that wiped him out, kind of thing.
Well,
And
according to
his
Shadow, he was a ship, not a Sith.
well, he wasn't. He said he made one of the coolest ships ever. But he
He's still
was,
saying, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, sorry, Shadow. I wasn't. I just looked at one part of it."
I believe that he was Frieden Nad's disciple and betrayed him, and it was Frieden Nad's Force Ghost spirit thing on the planet Korriban, the Sith homeworld, or the Sith Empire's main world, or whatever, where Exar Kun encountered his ghost after he'd been betrayed by Nagasato, and reintroduced the whole Sith thing to the galaxy 4,000 years before. And all this took place before Skywalker was born, like millennia before. Nagasata was millennia before Exar Kun. So, but yeah, so this guy, Marco Ragnos, he was like way back, way back. You can tell by his coloring too, because I believe he was actually a member of the original Sith species,
Like Darth
which
Maul.
no, Maul is not a Sith. He in terms of species, he is
No,
a
I'm saying Maul's people like they were really strong with the Force, and if I remember correctly, when somebody does turn to the dark side, their eyes change to mimic what Darth Maul's species is.
it's their eyes changed because of the corruption of the dark side. But yeah, but no, not his eyes were corrupted by the Force, but most of the Zabraks, his people, uh, they have relatively normal colored eyes. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but and yeah, most of them are, yeah, they're not like that color. He was covered with Sith tattoos, the red and the black. So, but no, the actual Sith people are eventually. So Yavin 4, where they fought the battle with the second Death Star.
Yeah.
All right, so the scene where it shows the X-wing taken up off out of the trees, and you got all those guardsmen standing on top of what look like really old temples.
Mm.
Okay, so those temples were built by the Masasi, who are the degenerative descendants of the Sith, the original Sith, who were a race of people at one point, which is why the Sith lords call themselves Lords of the Sith, because
Mm.
they basically came in and they took over their whole society, and used them to build armies and used them as cannon fodder against the rest of the galaxy. And the Masasi were the last remaining descendants of them who had been, you know, devolved over time. They were no longer intelligent, but this guy comes from a time when they were. So, but
Yeah.
yeah. So when they call somebody a Lord of the Sith, they aren't Sith exactly. Sith is now a euphemism, but like the Sith people are long dead.
That's sad, and it's also your fault.
No,
Sad
Shadow, they got genocided by the people who were whipping them into battle. The Lords of the Sith, the Darksiders. That's who got them genocided.
yeah, Shadow. So I find it interesting, man. I mean, anytime that I look at this stuff, I always find myself looking at the Sith. I just think they're more I mean, the Jedi are cool, but I just always felt like the Sith were more interesting, more complex characters. When I think about Jedi, my favorite Jedi is Luke Skywalker. It's just That's just the way it is. Is he my favorite Star Wars character? Nope, Han Solo is. Especially when I was a kid, I was a huge Han Solo fan. This
Yeah.
next person, I don't
Why the fuck
see
is he
how.
on there?
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's exactly what I was about to say. Manipulated from a young age by being filled by the being called Snoke and his master Darth Sidious, which I don't understand because why didn't Luke sense him? Ben Solo was enamored by the dark side of the Force and the power he could draw from it, and after betrayal by his uncle Luke Skywalker was all he needed to take the final plunge into darkness. drawing upon his rich bloodline in an attempt to emulate his grandfather, Darth Vader. I always kind of saw that as a plot hole, but I don't like how they did this guy Luke. I just think that Luke is powerful enough that Luke should have sensed that there was something behind Kylo.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always hated the character of Ben Solo. I think it's like the actor did a fine job, whatever, for what he was given. I've seen him in other things. He's a good actor.
Adam Driver,
I
I hated that. I hated him for this role.
That
I
role
hated him.
sucks. It sucks. Okay, first of all, they created him to replace three perfectly good fucking Legends characters: Jason
Yep,
and Jaina Solo and
yep,
Anakin Solo.
yep.
You know,
And they should have left it alone. They should have left it the
mhm.
way it was.
Now Ben was like everything wrong with Jason with the power of of Anakin. You know, and a little bit of the girly tendencies of Jaina.
Like the tantrum he threw.
Hmm. Yep.
Remember that when the stormtroopers turned around, they looked at each other, turned and walked away. They were like, "Nope."
Yeah. What Bo? What question? I'm sorry if I missed it.
What
Are you
question,
talking
brother?
about
Why
Maul's
was
brother?
Maul's brother yellow and black?
Probably because Zabraks come in a variety of colors like humans do, would be my guess.
And he was a coward.
You know, I don't know. Maybe he got different tattoos. I didn't know
Shadow.
Maul had a brother because I haven't watched all of the shit that has him in it. I've only read a few of the comic books, but I know more about the species than I do about, Maul, his family. So I don't know. I can't answer that for you. Now, Han and Leia's third child was Anakin Solo. He was named after their grandfather.
There was a Ben Solo though
I
in
don't.
the books.
I must have come way later then. Because it was Anakin Solo was the reason that Luke started up a new Jedi Academy on Yavin 4 in the old Sith temples.
5 reasons why Kylo Ren could defeat Palpatine 101. And 5 why he'd be destroyed if he tried. Yeah. I'm leaning on him being destroyed if he tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's your favorite, Asajj Ventress.
I'll be honest, I barely know who this character is because I didn't fucking watch Clone Wars.
I don't know
I
who
I
she is
tried.
either.
She's from Clone Wars. I got about 3 episodes in, and I was like, I just can't do this. The animation's terrible. The writing's terrible, and I
She,
just dipped.
Ventress was once the trainee of Count Dooku
Yeah, apparently.
until she realized she would never be able to rise up through the ranks due to the rule of two that Darth Sidious had adhered to. She was also blessed with a streak of goodness that eventually overcame her evil ways, prompting her to change her life around for the better.
If you say so, Shadow. I don't know. Like I said, I barely know who that character is. I'm aware of the name. People talk about her, but I didn't watch any of that stuff because, frankly, it wasn't. There was nothing that hooked me at the beginning, so I didn't get into it.
Hmm.
Ulick, on the other hand, and his brother Kay, I am aware of.
Really? What do you know about her?
Ulick was turned by Exar Kun himself.
Really?
Yeah. So Ulick and his brother Kay and a woman named Nomi Sunrider, and there were a couple of others.
Nomi Sunrider.
Yeah.
Nomi.
It's not that uncommon a name.
I know. I'm just you know where I'm going. Nomi Sunrider.
It has nothing to do with our Nomi.
Wait. I'm calling her that when she comes back.
Okay. I don't think she'll have a problem with it. Nomi Sunrider was a badass in the comics.
Yeah. Although she reminds me she does remind me of what's her face from the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Well, this was a Jedi apprentice who started her apprenticeship after she became a single mother. So that
Wow.
was interesting because she would go into battle with her like kid strapped to her chest. you know. But yeah, so they were all friends and they were all the apprentices of what the hell was it? Bodo Voss, Master Bodo Voss. I think I'm forgetting part of his name. Anyway, alien looking dude, kind of like Plo Koon, but redder. And so Exar Kun comes along saying he's unearthed a bunch of ancient Jedi secrets that he wants to share with all these guys, and something about him doesn't strike the masters in the area as right. So they're just like, okay, whatever, dude. But some of the guys, including Ulick especially, get intrigued by these old ancient Jedi holocrons that he finds and all this cool stuff. And he becomes the second self-declared Lord of the Sith, second only to Exar Kun.
Mm.
Eventually turns against him when he nearly kills his brother, Kay, who tried to pull him out. And I think actually Kay went undercover as a Sith to try and, infiltrate and take him apart from within, but it didn't work out so well for him. He loses a fucking arm. You know? But yeah, so this was kind of a big deal in the Tales of the Jedi comics kind of thing. Eula Keldroma was an interesting character, and I believe he does find some measure of redemption, but just before he dies. Whereas Kun just not so much.
Yeah.
Evil through and through. And they, of course, eventually turn on each other because they're both fucking evil at this point. So, yeah.
Well, Shadow said he's definitely a serious man.
He did. He beat not a Mandalorian. He beat Mandalore, like the leader of the Mandalorians, and their whole society works on who's like the toughest, right? So he beat the toughest Mandalorian in the galaxy in a duel using Manticore war droids, if I remember right. So it's cool
There's your
stuff, though.
boy.
I like Maul. He's aesthetically pleasing, very cool on screen, all that stuff. But honestly, outside of like comic books and I assume some of the cartoon shit that Disney put out, there's not really much on the guy.
Well, he's alive.
I was like the most I knew. Yeah, apparently. So I mean, I liked Darth Maul in Phantom Menace. Thought he was probably the best part of that whole fucking movie. But he's only got like 3 lines in it. Now one of them is "Yes, my master." So I mean, it's not
Actually, I
actually.
think that's all. I think that's all he said the entire time.
Yeah, it might have been. So, but and it wasn't even him saying it. It was I think Pete Serafinowicz dubbed that over Ray Park's voice.
Mm.
Yeah, Frida Ned mentioned him earlier. That's I believe in the photo there that is Exar Kun he's speaking to, because Nad is a ghost at this point.
Yeah, one of the key figures in the Old Republic lore. Frida Nad was Exar Kun's master and a major player in the galaxy for generations after his own physical death. He ruled Onderon for 100 years after subjugating the world, but his true power extended far beyond the simple reign. Originally a member of the Jedi Order, Frida Nad abandoned their teachings and went on to lay the groundwork for the ascension of the Sith. He would even serve as master to future Sith Lord Exar Kun, and being so powerful that he was able to haunt the Massassi temples on Yavin for thousands of years after his demise.
Actually, what's funny about that? So, when Luke starts up his new Jedi Academy, right, he has to fight and defeat this guy's spirit because dude's still hanging around at that point. Like the conversation that they're depicting in the image here happened 4,000 years before Luke was even born. Shadow, have a good night, man. Yep, it's a little later than I'm sure you were prepared for. I don't know. It's Saturday tomorrow. What the fuck you got going on? You're a college kid.
So next, Exar Kun.
I love this fucking guy. He's a bad, bad man.
Didn't he actually take over the galaxy and rule? One of them ruled for.
No, they took over the Empress Teton system, and they were planning to use that as a staging area to move out and take over the galaxy, because that was one of the things that Ulick was doing for Kuhn, was cultivating a relationship with one of the three siblings to whom power in that system had come to, since their ruling father had passed away by murder. And there were seven worlds in the Empress Teton system, all of which with all of their armies and weapons and all that shit. So the Kuhn and Kay or Ulick were planning to use them to strike out against the heart of the galaxy, which they attempted to do, and there was a big fucking huge war over it and all that stuff. They, when Kay went or Ulick went and defeated the Mandalore, he won their respect and their loyalty and their service. So the Mandalorians joined in on their side too, and it was a big deal. But it wasn't like the whole galaxy. No, they tried and they failed, but it was a narrow thing.
Mm.
So, but yeah, this guy. Oh, also, Exar Kun is the first character, I think, in Star Wars old stuff anyway, to be depicted using a dual-bladed lightsaber.
Mm.
But unlike Maul's, the handle is not like, a foot and a half long. It's just a single lightsaber handle that he modifies the other end of to also emit a blade. So there's really no room for error, because you're going to lose a pinky or a thumb one way or the other if you fuck up.
Right. Precision is a must.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he did that. He modified it. It wasn't because he was, wanting to have an extra blade, but because just in case he needed something to surprise his opponent with. No, but yeah, one of the earlier dual-bladed lightsaber designs was that guy.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at him. I think he's the one that because I took a quiz for the lightsaber styles,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I think it's Exar Kun that uses the one that I got.
Yeah.
But here's
Well,
my favorite.
Revan is a pretty cool character. Yeah.
There's your favorite right there. But yeah, Revan is amazing. Ancient Sith who became the namesake of the Third Legion of the Sith Eternal. He started out as a powerful Jedi who became disillusioned by the death and destruction wrought during the Older Republic's war with the Mandalorians and decided to forge a new path for himself. Eventually, Revan was seduced by the dark side and intended to use his newfound powers to bring order and peace to the galaxy by whatever means necessary.
Mm.
The Jedi managed to wipe his memory, giving Revan a second chance to redeem himself for his past actions. He would eventually avert a galactic catastrophe by confronting his former pupil, Darth Malak, and defeating him in combat.
Yeah, Revan is a pretty cool character, and canonically a dude, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, but can he beat Exar Kun though?
Well, I don't know. They lived. Revan's time was 2,000 years after Coon's, but also still 2,000 years before Skywalker's.
Yeah, but so what? I mean, if the two of them was in a fight, honestly, I think Exar Kun would beat him.
I don't know. Because again, canonically, eventually Revan turns back to the light.
Mm.
Doesn't stay evil. So I don't know. Whereas Coon was wholly corrupted and absorbed by it to a point where people would be corrupted just being in the same room with the guy.
Mm.
But they're both pretty ridiculously powerful. So it'd be an interesting fight at the very least. Carrie says, fun fact, I'm a sentinel. Yellow lightsabers, carry a blaster, and get lap dances while hunting Sith and drug smuggles.
Okay,
Fair enough.
that's Carrie.
I don't know why. So are these rated in any particular order, or they're just saying these guys
I
are
don't think
powerful?
so. I think this person just made a list. He definitely he shouldn't be on this list. Nothing against him.
No, because he
but that's the one.
he was a political powerhouse, but in terms
Yeah,
of like actual Sith power, no, he wasn't. He got his ass handed to him by a Muppet.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. He did. Darth City. Okay, so Darth Sidious capitalized on this desire to turn Dooku. What was it? Desire what? He ended up leaving the Order with a desire to expose the corruption of the Republic Senate and pave the way for change. This led Dooku down a secretive and complicated path towards Sith ascension. He was a weak Sith, though. He
Mhm.
was weak.
That is true, Carrie. Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He had basically the ability to create an unlimited automated fleet of battleships. So
Okay.
you
But
didn't
would he have
play.
won a lightsaber battle against Exar Kun?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's what I was saying. It would be an interesting fight. This is one of those things I'm not necessarily going to pick a side on because I think both of those characters are pretty damn powerful. I think it might have beaten Darth Bane though. I know a lot of people think really highly of Darth Bane, but I think Revan probably could have taken him.
Oh, he is on the list.
Darth
I mean,
Nihilus
Revan.
is
You know what? Honestly, I think Revan could take him too. I like Bane, but I think Revan could take him.
yeah.
Now, Nihilus, on the other hand, I don't
Actually,
know.
Revan did take Nihilus canonically, but
Did he?
say yeah, he's in Nihilus is in Knights of the Old Republic too. Revan or no, Revan doesn't take him, but Revan's apprentice does. Yeah,
Hmm.
not Malik, but his other apprentice,
Darth
who is
Cadus. That's who. That's who. That's who. What's his face is supposed to be? Jason Solo.
mhm. Yeah, that would be Luke
That's who
and
Kylo
or
Ren is
Leia
supposed to
and
be.
yeah, it would be Leia and Han Solo's son, Luke's nephew, his actual nephew. But Nihilus is interesting because he's progressed so far into a specific discipline on the dark side that he's sort of a energy
Apparition as a Sith.
consuming black hole in a cloak and mask. Like he literally consumes the life force of entire planets to survive.
And Revan beat him.
Yeah. Well, somebody associated with Revan did, yeah. Because as it turns out, part of being a force of nature on a cosmic scale is that you stop paying attention to the little things, like people walking up to you to stab you in the chest with a lightsaber. There's a whole thing. It's one of the more interesting characters in the Knights of the Old Republic games.
So basically, he's like their version of Galactus almost.
Kind of, yeah. Except he's the size of a regular person. But yeah,
He had to bind so his spirit is inside that mask
hmm
and suit of armor in order to remain pinned in a physical form. He is regarded as a wound in the force, a dark anomaly the galaxy had never before seen. Wow.
he's basically like a planet sucking vampire.
Yeah. Who's this? Let's see. Jason and Jaina Solo featured heavily in Star Wars Legends material before it was decanonized by Disney, and after they purchased. But why? I guess so they could put that stupid movie out.
Anybody else have a problem with the term decanonized? Because this was canon before.
Yep.
And as far as I'm concerned, it still fucking is. Disney Star Wars is not. And that includes fucking Clone Wars.
Mm.
So I'm not talking about
Figure.
like the Clone Wars and the prequel movies. I'm talking about the TV show. Yep.
This Since this guy, this is Vergire, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, I don't think I know who that is either.
Though she
New
claims to be
Jedi Order
Jedi.
series of Legends novels. Yeah, I don't think that I read those. So I do remember hearing something about the Yuuzhan Vong race.
Hmm.
But
Vader.
Yep. Enough said. That guy's badass.
Yep, definitely.
He also looks like a Kentucky Fried Humpty Dumpty under that mask. But
Yeah. Well, I bet you he regrets that flip that he tried to do over Obi-Wan.
you mean the one that cost him his legs and his arm?
Yep. That was stupid.
Yep. Obi-Wan's like, "Don't do it, dude." He's like, "I'm gonna do it." He's like, "Don't do it." Oh, here I go. I'm doing it. I told you not to
Whee!
do it.
Zip. He's like, look. He's like, look. I have the high ground. He's like, so I'm still gonna do it. Jump. Zip. Oh well.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Darth Tenebr.
Tenebris. Tenebris comes from the Latin for shadow. He is also from the Old Republic game.
He's also the ugliest one out of the group, and
Well,
that's saying a lot.
that's because he's really, really, really old.
So when a human being gets old, they look like that.
They do when they live in a naturally long, like millennia's long life. Yeah. Also, I think some of that is armor. But yeah,
I hope so for his sake. 'Cause that's a birth control face. So, but
he
he
looks a
did.
bit like a Biff. One of those um, the guys who were playing the flutes and shit in Mos Eisley.
hmm
Yeah, it looks kind of like one of them.
Darth Plagueis. So this is okay. So he trained Darth Plagueis, and that explains why Plagueis was the way he was. He was a lightsaber. He could also harness red force lightning, and his precognitive capabilities were astonishing. He could even pinpoint the time of his own death, which was practically unheard among Force users. It was perhaps for this reason that his experimentation with midi-chlorians became such an obsession. That's a shame to know when your own death is and still fail to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And he should have killed this dude the first chance he got. If the stories are believed, our Plagueis was an extremely powerful Sith Lord who attained mastery over the Force enough to resurrect the dead. This was a remarkable feat, although he wouldn't live long enough to attain the immortality that he no doubt sought.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. These are kind of arbitrary. The like who was most powerful because like Jedi, not every Sith has the ability to do every Force ability. Like some of them are just gifted at certain things, and some of them are not. Now, Darth Treya, for example, is also from Knights of the Old Republic. She's one of the 3 Sith lords in that series who is or it's Knights of the Old Republic 2 is actually what she's in.
And there's Darth. I mean,
Vitiate.
is it
Vitiate.
Vicious?
Yeah, Vitiate. Yeah.
Isn't he the one that ruled for a long time? One of them ruled
Oh, I think I
like
got
actually
Tenebris mixed up with him. Yeah.
gaining him enough in order. Marco. He was able to gather the remaining Sith Lords, drain their power alongside alongside that of an entire planet, and use a combination of both to increase his own power and lifespan. He proclaimed himself emperor and enjoyed a very destructive reign before his eventual demise.
Yeah, I got him mixed up with Tenebris. Uh Carrie's right. I don't think these are ranked either. This seems kind of like
No,
randomly
no, they're just
placed.
random.
Darth Sidious, also known as Emperor Palpatine.
Emperor Palpaport.
Yeah. Well, there's that. Like, I don't know obviously as much about this subject as some others, but I know a little
But
bit.
With that subject,
No, that one I don't know anything about. I mean, what's a ball up butt? Ping pong ball. Oh, with a ping pong ball up his butt. Okay.
man, electric.
I read the sentence weird, and then I realized it's
He
just a weird
died,
sentence.
and he died, and they're joking. It was a zappy ending. A man has died.
That's funny.
A man has died. That's not funny. This man died. A man has died, and there's no way to put his delicately put this, with a ping pong ball up his bum after electrocuting himself during a self-pleasuring session. God horribly.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm
Uh,
good. I'm done. I'm done for the night. I'm
the
done.
shocking incident was was detailed in the journal Legal Medicine by doctors from the University Hospital Hiradek, Kel, whatever, where the autopsy was performed. Author said the 30-year-old Czech Republican man was trying to simultaneously satisfy multiple atypical fetishes, a practice known as autoerotic paraphilia. His unorthodox self-stimulation methods involved body wrapping, cross-dressing, anal masochism, self-fetishism, and lower abdomen stimulation with an electric mechanical massage device. According to the case report, the Singletons' parents realized something was amiss after their son, who lived in the same apartment, didn't open his locked door despite them knocking several times. They called the fire department, who pried open the door with a lever, whereupon they saw their son's lifeless body lying on the floor. He was wearing a one-piece women's jumpsuit, while his lower limbs, trunk, and neck were tightly bound with plastic and tacks. Good night, man. He went to town. Next to his corpse was a one-handed electric massage device with signs of wear that he had reportedly used this on his nether region.
I
Signs of
mean,
wear. I'm wondering if that means like he had poop on it. A subsequent, subsequent examination revealed that that the automated masturbation and had aid had malfunctioned when plugged in, while burns on the skin above the man's penis corresponded to the shape of the device. This led authors to deduce that the man had died due to accidental fatal electrocution related to autoerotic manipulation.
yeah,
Foreign bodies.
I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man! I can't even get past that for a zappy ending.
Well, you're about to start laughing. This is our last clip. So this is what remember I said the boxing match.
Hmm.
I don't know if you ever heard of Charlie Zillinov. So this is a guy that he was on YouTube, and he would go to gyms and stuff, and he would pick fights with people, get them to put the gloves on and everything, and then he would sucker punch them before they were ready. There's so many videos of this guy getting his butt handed to him. And he was a professional fighter too. He won one fight. And then after that started threatening people. Like that boxer Deontay Wilder, he called him up. Somebody got his number. He called him up, called him the N word, and threatened to tape his daughter's mouth with duct tape.
Hmm.
Deontay found him, and it didn't go well. You think he learned his lesson? Nope. He lost a boxing match to the very old Floyd Mayweather Sr., sucker punched him after Floyd Mayweather knocked him out of the ring, and then after he sucker punched him, promptly got beat up by one of the other people working out in the gym. This after all the beatdowns that this man has suffered, all the trash he talks, Where's the video? Where's the? Here it is. This is him fighting a 16-year-old boy. You ready to watch this?
Oh, you should full screen it. There
Here
we
you
go.
go.
Ready. You guys ready?
Oh, give me 1 minute to what? Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. When the bell rings.
Yeah, kid didn't even bother. Well, he's ducking, but
Time out.
he's like, nope. It's one of your moves, Samuel.
Time out.
Time out.
There's no timeout.
Time out. I'll fuck you up.
Okay, time out.
Okay, timeout.
You hear that, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there was time out in boxing. That's a video.
You want 2 minute round, 3 minutes?
2. Come on, man. We're doing work.
We on here. Stay in the booth. Okay. Okay, ready? Go.
He's gonna get knocked out. Oh, Jesus.
No, hold up. Hold. Wait.
Hey, Sam, there's your MMA.
Wait, John. Hold on. Break. Go.
Go in the ring. I'll pick up the ball. That was unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah,
We'll rest 2 more minutes.
You hit me when I was jumping. You gotta take that belt. I'm knocking you out outside. You gotta take that belt. I'm gonna knock you out outside. I fought Deontay Wilder. I knocked out Mayweather Senior. I'll knock you the fuck out, huh?
This fucking idiot.
Hey, this is boxing, not MMA, motherfucker. You trying to do MMA against me?
Mayweather Senior.
It's not boxing. It's not Muay Thai. It's boxing. Las Vegas,
kid that he's
they call
fighting.
it Vegas,
So the kid that he's fighting is not actually a boxer. The kid actually trains in MMA. He's an MMA fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But Charlie challenged him to a boxing match, and he accepted.
It's your belt, go grab it. Huh? It's your belt, go grab it. What? Yeah, bro. 63 and 0, you got the small, bro. Go grab your belt. When you fight Mayweather, it's too small. I fought Wilder. I'll kill Mayweather, man. He's too small. Go grab your belt. Right there. Yeah, go on, you motherfuckers over here. No, go grab your belt. Go grab your belt. Look, right there. Get it. You want your belt? Go grab it. Go, Johnny. Johnny, go. There you go.
Yeah, I agree, Kerry. This break is going on entirely too long.
He's gonna be busy training somebody. He's gonna train somebody, so. Now's your chance to sneak up and grab.
Hey, don't that sound like those drums that they were using at the end of the Karate Kid Part 2?
Oh, yeah, the Japanese hand drums.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna see who gets the last laugh, man. Charlie's the best, motherfucker. I beat Deontay Wilder. Fuckers, I never heard of him, man. I beat Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, but he fought Senior. Mayweather knocked him out.
You knocked out Mayweather Senior?
First round.
Wow.
I knocked him out.
You're lying through his teeth.
then you can fight, you know, after you're aggressive. You know what I mean?
So is he just like wandering around here talking shit?
I think he's trying to figure out what in the world he was gonna do. He knows he got himself in a bad situation, and he's just running his mouth. But one thing I've noticed in all the videos I've seen of this man, he doesn't know when to shut his mouth, and he always ends up paying for it dearly.
You need to say rest again?
Do you need more rest?
Hey, don't give him nothing. Don't give him that. He's gonna keep the belt for real. Shot.
Ah, fuck. In the ring.
Get him in the ring. So watch him dive out again. Just sit down because the air conditioning is getting up. Here, I'll put the chair closer to here. Kick it. Just kick it because the air conditioning. Go ahead.
He's trying to cheap shot me.
No. He won't.
Just jumped his head
I'm
over.
gonna fight. I'm not gonna get out of the ring, but put on shoes, bro. No, I'm gonna fight. I'm not gonna get out of the ring. I'm gonna fight fair and
How
square.
long will it take you to put on your shoes?
Put on shoes. I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna sucker punch you.
Go put on your shoes.
Okay, he's gonna put on his
We're
shoes.
gonna fight for 1 minute, and then that's it.
Okay.
Best man win, all right?
Stay right here. Go with it.
Yeah, just kick it right here.
I don't know why he's worried about the shoes. If the kid was gonna kick him, it doesn't matter if he got shoes on his side, just kick him.
This is a rematch. End of the ring.
Well, if they're doing this legit, he needs to shoes for traction.
John Curtis. And the challenge.
What was that?
So if they're doing this legit, he needs the shoes for traction.
Charlie Z for his belt.
Either way, right?
Get ready, gentlemen.
Just want to
Keep it clean. Okay? No talking when you fight. Let's go.
So 1 minute.
Come on. Go.
Yep.
One minute.
Come on. Let's go, Charlie.
He already knows he won.
Finish it, Charlie.
He just
We have
cheated
30
him at
seconds
this
down.
point.
He's not even hitting you.
Go.
Oh, broken nose.
Go. Nothing. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
30
Charlie.
seconds.
No running out. No running
He's going
out.
at this fucking stupid.
No. You don't want to lose your belt. Come on. 1 foot in. At least 1 foot in.
We can't run out.
I hit you in the stomach.
Yeah, run it up.
And he's 16.
And you got my Ghana gloves.
Dude's playing was stupid.
First time, punk.
Very stupid.
Over there.
What? He didn't win either one.
Yeah,
He didn't win either one.
Me too.
He
What? You
doesn't
want to be here with my 12 now? I found my 12. I'll switch gloves just for you.
Can't beat shit.
Go another round. You want to go
I
another round?
like going around cookies.
1 minute this time. 1 minute. You want to go 1 minute?
I'm gonna disfigure this whole face. Pick that nose
I
out.
fucked you up, man.
She looks like it. Come on, we go another round.
Go.
The third rematch.
One more round.
You rest.
If you win, you get your belt back.
You got disqualified.
You left the ring.
Doesn't fucking matter. We still continue fighting. I hit him in the ring. Fuck. It's over.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, yeah?
Fight's over. Alright?
I need
Fight's over
I
now?
need to film this.
I have sparred here.
Fight's over, motherfucker.
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Go. Street fight now. Street fight.
Nah, it's not fight's over.
Let's go. Let's go. What's the fridge? What's the fridge? Don't put my fridge. Go.
Fight's over.
Go.
Fight's over, I said.
Oh, there you go. There you go. It's on now. It's on.
Yeah, don't.
Shouldn't have taken that swing.
All right.
Call it.
Call it.
Let's go. Let's go. Say. Let's go. No, say he won. Say he won.
Just say he won.
Say he won. Huh? Say
He is not
Say
He
playing.
won.
you won. Say
Okay, he won. Okay, that's it.
Got
That's
hooks
it.
in now. Shit.
All right.
Okay, that's it.
Leave him. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
He wants to split that.
Okay. No more.
Just don't try to punch him no more. Go over there. Sit down. Or sit down right here.
You still talking shit?
It's over, dude.
It's over. Take out the gloves then.
We'll ring
Take out the gloves.
next time.
Take out the gloves.
Hey, go home, dude. Huh?
Go home. I don't want to carry you around.
It's over, Charlie?
Take off one of
It's over. Yeah.
Okay. So Charlie, is going now? Is it over?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's over. Okay.
Please, go home.
Cool.
I call Deontay Wilder.
Man, you lucky I didn't put you to sleep.
Dude, he ran
You're on your way.
Deontay Wilder. Deontay floored him.
Rematch in a week.
Rematch in the week?
2 weeks, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. They got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You okay, Charlie? Huh?
And just so you guys know, the name of that 16-year-old is Miguel Tyson, as in Mike Tyson.
Isn't they related?
Yes, that was one of Mike Tyson's kids that beat this man up.
Well,
There are videos of Tyson training that boy. That's why if you look at Tyson's fight, the way he was moving is the way Tyson moves in fights. He moves just like him.
Well, and the dumb kid, right? This guy, he just every time, man, he go in for the same fucking gut strike, and every time he get goddamn tagged in the face. And it's just like, dude, maybe vary it a little bit, change it up a little bit, because your moves are fucking predictable, and you're wearing yourself out, and the other guy knows it. He's letting you do this to yourself so he can kick the shit out of you.
Yep.
It's a dumb way to fight.
It is. Just like you say, he was just throwing the same gut shot.
Look, I mean, the kid's fast. You know, he is. He's got some decent speed, but you can't throw the same move over and over again. I mean, it's like, and expect it not to get countered. by a smart fighter.
Yep. In fact, here, I'll show you this. Here, how he keeps talking about how he beat up Deontay Wilder. Here's that fight.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, Deontay Wilder was the world heavyweight champion at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Start that back.
There you go. Yeah.
You ain't gonna mess with nobody else.
All right, man. All right.
Get up.
He's done.
Nah, get up. You about to make me mad now. Get up. Get up. Get up. You about to get up. Get up. You gonna stop, man. Yeah.
This is the exact same shit.
No, not right now.
It is gonna be right now. It's on where I'm here.
A dumb fucking kid. So pause this.
It's gonna stop now.
Every time this kid says it's done, fight's over, and then gets back up, he is always the first one to fucking swing.
Yeah.
Always.
That's what he does.
Dumb
He tries to
motherfucker.
sucker punch people. You should have seen what he did to Floyd Mayweather Sr. Floyd, he was out of the ring. Floyd didn't get out of the ring with him. Floyd turned around and was walking away towards the other side, and Charlie just jumped in and ran over and did a Superman punch like off screen and sucker punched him. And somebody jumped in and beat the mess out of him.
Don't you ever call me a don't you ever say you gonna take my daughter around? Don't you ever say you're gonna take my daughter around? Don't you ever say let my pen up here. Let my pen up. Don't you ever say nothing like that. Don't you ever.
This guy feeling
You think I don't put up with racism? I don't put up with racism. And I don't put up with child kids.
Charlie, you need to get out of the No, you need to get out of the You're not supposed to. We told you not to come back on rematch next time. Not today.
Let's get in the ring then.
No.
It's over with.
I know you're done.
It's done, man. That's for everybody.
I hit you in the body.
That's for everybody. Stop, man. Everybody, you gonna
But I beat many people, though.
the wrong person that gonna get you.
I beat many people.
I'm a nice guy.
I beat many people.
I could have got you in that alley, dude. But I'm a nice dude. I ain't like that. I could have got you in the alley with all that. But the shit, what you said, I don't put up with.
You can't go and keep doing this stuff no more, man.
You gonna get killed, boy.
Yo, dude, I know you. Don't give me the go. You want to let me beat your ass?
This just goes on like this for another 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop. There's one of him going to the gym, right? And there was a power lifter in there, and while the power lifter was putting on the gloves, he sucker punched him. The guy grabbed him and put him to sleep. Just choked him out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sooner or later he's going to pull that on a guy who's not going to stop choking.
No. Oh, he tried that. There was he messed with this one guy. He ran outside. The guy chased him down the street and chased him inside. I want to say it was a Wendy's. Chased him in the Wendy's, he jumped over the counter. The guy jumped over the counter and went after Charlie.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a whole meme about that, but yeah, that's.
I mean, if he had gone to a Waffle House, I mean, it would have been more appropriate. But
No, it's just anytime somebody says something that seems like it's completely out of left field and is so whacked out, someone else will respond with, "Sir, this is a Wendy's."
That's hilarious.
Well,
but anyway, guys, we have reached the end. just want to thank you guys. I know it's gone a bit. It's 2 a.m. where I'm at, but I want to thank you guys for sticking with us. I know things got a little bit winded, especially with the Star Wars thing. I know it got a little bit winded. That's my fault. But I hope that you guys enjoyed what happened, what we did tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the quiz. Hope you guys enjoyed the fight. And just be sure to come back next week. We're gonna have something else for you.
Sure thing. And speaking of which, this is our new regular night for those who've come in and have not caught the announcement in one way or another. We'll be doing Abyssal Musings on Friday nights. Same bat time, different bat day. I don't know. That doesn't work as well as it did in my head.
I think sticking with the original outro works.
Yeah. No, I just say that, like we're doing this Friday nights now instead of Thursdays. So you can always find us here. We will be back tomorrow for Screaming into the Void. If our lioness decides, same squid time. If our lioness decides she's gonna stream tomorrow, we might be back on that. You can find me on Sundays as well with Picard Season 3 review. We're on episode 3 this week. Larry, did you have anything you wanted to plug with the people?
Be sure to tune in tomorrow and next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for sticking it out. Those of you who are still with us, I really. And we will see you next time. Until then, remember YouTube. It could always be worse. It could be raining flaming cobras. Good night, everybody.